Hey guys, it's me, Nick. I'm back home. Shooby-doo, I'm home. Hello, I'm back home. Shooby-doo, I'm home. Hello, and this is hot and steamy. Cause we're eating Wendy's cheeseburgers, French fries, chicken nuggets. I'm so excited. Also, I'm gonna pair it with some pizza. Now, so let me show you everything that I got. Hot and steamy. I got a Baconator. I got a bacon cheese fries. I'm so excited. Also, I'm having like indigestion because I skipped breakfast and that's not good. We have some delicious French fries, which are starting to get like, we're gonna put this in the air fryer, so don't worry, it's gonna be nice and crisped. I got 10 piece. Also, we'll go into the air fryer. And, and a 10 piece. Lots of chicken nuggets. I got sauces, and I'm also gonna heat up some leftover Little Caesars or Pizza Hut, one of the two. I'll figure it out. So pizza and Wendy's and pizza. And today I'm gonna be answering your questions on my Instagram. I don't know which channel this is going to go on. We just have to, I will tell you what's going on, but I'm still, trust me, it will all make sense. Give me another couple days. Trust me, just trust and believe. So let's start the feast. I'm so excited. Let's go. Bam! I'm back home. Shooby-doo. I added cheese to my fries. I'm back home. Shooby-doo. Speaking of fries, these are nice and fresh fried. Fried. Mmm.
Follow my Instagram at Nikocado Avocado, and if you do, I might just follow you back.
Got my chicken nuggets. Mmm. Put in the barbecue. Welcome to my eating show. Mmm. Crispy, crunchy. Mmm. Let's get into your questions. From my oh, here's Simply Nessa. Ooh, my water has lemon in it. Oh, that's good. All right, let's have some pizza too. This is Costco pizza, I think. No. Yes. Or it's Little Caesars, one of the two. No, maybe it's ranch. Oh yeah. Mmm. I'm so happy. There's a party up in here. So, let's try this Baconator here. Baconator. Ooh. Hello. Come through, Baconator, come through. Hi. Oh yeah, oh hi there. What you looking at? Oh, you're looking at me? You're looking at me eat all this yummy food? Ooh. Let's see what you guys wonder on my Instagram. Here we go. Let's see. So I just posted this like 30 minutes ago, but we do have 400 questions in 30 minutes, so that's pretty good. Okay. Can you talk more about being adopted? Shout out to Spearstan30. Hello. Thank you for your comment. Yes, I was adopted when I was a baby. I was born in Ukraine. It's a closed adoption, meaning I don't know my parents. Closed adoption, meaning like you're adopted, there's no more connection. Sometimes there's something called open adoption. Say I give birth to you. I can't afford to take care of you. I'm a mess myself. I don't feel I'm financially able to raise you. I'm not mentally able to raise you, whatever. But I still want to be able to like talk to you when you're older. When you're 18, we can reconnect. Something like that. That's an open adoption. Mine's closed. They want nothing. Which is fine. My parents, my adoptive parents, which are basically my parents, they raised me. I don't see them as the adopted parents. I see them as my mom and dad. By the way, this is the Baconator fries, and I added cheese to it. It's still hot and steaming, though. They're both American. They both come from the East Coast. And my mom had a bunch of miscarriages and couldn't have a child. So they decided to adopt. They decided to adopt from that side of the world because my mom's side of the family is Irish, but the other half is Slovak. And back in, you know, the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s, kids were advertised in America. Get them from Russia. Get them from Russia. Go to Russia and Ukraine. Oh, yeah. That's some mozzarella cheese I added. So my parents work with an adoption agency at the Capitol, Washington, D.C. They went over, they flew to Ukraine. They literally walked through the orphanage. No, I was at a hospital. But eventually they went to the hospital to look at me as well, and they looked at all the kids, and they picked me out. And they said they picked me. It was like shopping. They picked me because they said I smiled the most, and I looked the healthiest. I had huge, huge cheeks. Massive. They were like about to fall off my face. They still are. Keeping the cheeks plump over here. And that's really it. And they brought me home. I have something called my gotcha day. The day my parents got me, which is February. Oh God. We stopped celebrating it by the time I got to high school, I think. But growing up, it was like a second birthday. I gotcha day. And I remember all my friends, all my parents' neighbors on the street. So they came home from Ukraine. The neighbors had signs, "Welcome home, baby Nicholas." The neighbors across the street, to the left, to the right, down the street, an older woman, her brother. Everyone had a welcome home party. It was snowing. And I don't remember, obviously, I was a baby, but I remember seeing photos of the whole neighborhood welcoming to America and welcoming to the family, welcoming me to the street. Baby Nicholas. So that was really cool. I was one of the first kids to ever leave Ukraine. The fall of the Berlin Wall allowed for kids to leave. If you don't know the whole politics of it, it's a long story. But anyway, according to the translation of my birth certificate, my mother was Russian, the father was unnamed, or they named him, but then she dictated father's name made up. So they did not want to know who the father is, or they knew, or they didn't know, but she actually said a name. My parents say it was very strange. She said everyone there was very secretive, and out of all of the kids, that batch of kids, the first ones to leave the Ukraine, I was the only one kept in the hospital. All 50 to 100 other kids, part of this group, were all at the orphanage. I stayed at the hospital, not just like for the first months, year. They kept me in the hospital, and my parents never got a clear answer as to why. Oh, well, you know, he liked the nurse. But that's just like weird. My parents thought that they were keeping me there for a reason, a secret reason. And my mom said people told her different stories. First they said I was really sick and I had to stay there. Then they said I was super healthy and the kids in the orphanage were sick and they didn't want to contaminate me. Then they said one of the nurses was really attached to me. Then they said, well, it's a reason that we can't share. So I was kept in that hospital for an unknown reason. I think hiding me. They hid me. I like to sometimes joke, well, my mother was a famous artist, because you know, Russia, ballet, music. Oh, my mother was famous, and she wasn't allowed to get pregnant. They had to do it shh, hush hush behind the scenes. She made up the father's name. The birth certificate was all screwy. They didn't put me on the orphanage for display, but they found a family to like sneak me off to. Maybe like a famous politician. Maybe my father was part of the Russian mafia, and that was the same type of thing. Now, I have some Ukrainian friends. They say I don't look Ukrainian. They say I don't look at it at all. I need to do a DNA test to see where I'm from. I look like I'm more from Spain or Portugal or somewhere Middle Eastern or like Mediterranean. You know, Ukrainians are like light hair, blue eyes, kind of like Polish and German. But anyway, that's my adoption story. It's a secret. We'll love to go back and figure it out, but I don't think I will be able to. And I feel like I'm not going to find an answer. It was so hard in the beginning, there's no way I'm going to figure it out now. They wanted to get rid of me in a very non-orderly fashion way. But look, hey, now I'm a YouTube eater. Okay. My mother would be proud. Alright, next question. If you could only choose one meal to eat for the rest of your life, what would it be? That comes from Jess in. Hello. Let me give two answers. My favorite food, something that makes me so happy every time, never ceases to fail to make me happy, is cheesy, spicy noodles. That's my favorite. But I would get very sick from that. Now, if I had to choose something that I think I would be able to live on and get most of my, you know, health requirements met, something that doesn't make me feel sick, something that sustains me. You said a meal, not a food. Okay, so a meal would be salmon with a side of steamed broccoli and avocado, lemon juice, lemon water, and some other sea creatures like clams and scallops and shrimp. It's, yeah, that's the meal right there. Salmon, steamed broccoli, an avocado, and, you know, like steamed shrimp, steamed scallops, steamed clams, oysters type of thing. That would be my meal to live on. I feel like I would feel very good. I feel like I would be with it. I feel like I wouldn't have any issues health-wise. Well, maybe something, but compared to the ramen noodles, you know. That's a meal that I love to eat to make me feel very good. Really works for me. Okay, next question. C Love 1. Oh, this has a lot of likes. Sure, I'll answer it. Does it bother you that Carly is still a fan of Trisha's since you two are best friends? Now, of course, we've talked about this, and this is what I told her. I said, no real friend is going to tell you who you can and can't watch on the internet. At the end of the day, they're not friends as in like, they aren't even friends. It's not like they're going out shopping. It's not like they're going to the movies. It's not like they're calling each other, hey girl, how's it going? They don't even know each other. Carly just watches her. Carly's been watching Trisha since she was like 12 or something. Oh, the cat's down here. I see in the mirror. Carly's been watching Trisha for years before she even knew me. Carly and I are friends. She was one of the first people I told about Trisha. I remember the first time I met Carly, or maybe the second time. I remember pulling out my phone, going through Twitter with her, telling her, I don't know if her ex-boyfriend was there. I think it was just her, because I remember being in her room on the bed and explaining this to her. I'm saying, look what she did. And then I talked about, she said this, and she went on you now, blah, blah, blah. Must have been the second time. And I remember her saying, oh my God, Nick, well, don't take it personally. She's just effed up. Oh, she's probably you know, she's crazy, Nick. Everyone knows she's crazy. That's the element to her. I'm like, but she's like, that's not a reason to like not feel hurt. But she's like trying to make me feel better about it. And I never told her not to watch her. And I actually told her specifically, I'm not going to tell you not to watch her. Go ahead and watch her. Trisha, in my opinion, creates all this for entertainment purposes. Half her breakdowns are staged. Half of her, what comes out her mouth is a lie to create controversy, so people keep talking about her. Everything she does is a ploy for attention. If Carly wants to watch that to help her time pass by while she's washing the dishes, okay. You know what I mean? It's not serious, and I'm not like I'm having her choose a side, my friendship or Trisha's friendship, because that's really different. They're not friends. They don't even know each other. So it does not bother me that she's still a Trisha fan. It doesn't bother me. So and she did tell me, she's like, Nick, if you asked me not to watch Trisha, I totally would stop. I'm like, Carly, I'm not going to say that to you, and I wouldn't want you to do that to me, you know? Tell me who I can and can't watch on the internet. Even if they're jerks. People like to watch jerks. Not because they're a jerk, but there must be something else about Trisha that's appealing. Oh, she talks a lot. Oh, her voice is funny. Oh, she spends all her money on expensive things. You know, I like to watch that, even if she's a mean person. You know, it's not black and white. Okay, next question. Ali Silvana says, how much do you weigh? Good question. I just weighed myself. 257. I know, I'm really big, but I actually just went upstairs and I was thinking to myself, I haven't weighed myself forever. My parents have a scale by their toilet. I pulled it out. 257, maybe 256, 258. It didn't have a number. It was like one of those dial ones. And I made sure to not put it on the rug. I put it on the tile. So, yeah. Yes, I know. Not bad though, considering what I eat every day. Mmm. Mmm. Ooh. Next question. Palupa Damanesa. Paloa Patuna Nessa. Nesca. Oh, shoot. What are my favorite movies, actors, or actresses? I love your videos. I find them so entertaining. Thank you, Palupa Amoma Nesca. I'm so sorry. Palupa. Palupa. My favorite actors or actresses. I honestly don't have one. I like Mariska Hargitay from Law & Order SVU. I think she's sexy. I think she's mature. I think she's... well, the character she's playing. But I think... well, I don't know her other than that. That's all she does, I think. Oh, you know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? I feel like I'm missing something. Got my French fries. What's your favorite piece on the violin to play? It says Willis 8. Hello, Willis. Cliche answer. I try to make it whatever I'm playing at the moment. I strive to make whatever I'm performing be my favorite, because that's going to come across the best. It's a hard question. It's like saying, God, it's a very hard question for a violinist or anyone who is into classical music. They can't tell you. However, I'm going through my old stuff with Orlin. My old pictures, my old college boxes, my essays. I'm going to be reading you my essays. Found a bunch of them. Oh my God. I know I already said this on one of my other channels. Maybe this one. Essay writing was my favorite. Public speaking. I used to do oratorical contests. I had some great teachers. Great public school system. Where we didn't have papers, we had note cards, we weren't allowed to read from it, we only had notes, we had to memorize the speech. I was trained really well to stand with poise and to enunciate and pan the audience and not look too tense, not look too comfortable. I had some wonderful teachers. Anyway, okay, I want to read them to you. I feel like, I don't know, I'm proud of them. But in these boxes, I found a CD of a song that I composed when I was in high school. Now, it's really hard for me to compose music. I'm not good at it. It took me probably forever. I'm listening to it today with Orlin. A CD. We got a CD player in the mail from Amazon. Yay. Because our MacBooks, they don't have CD players. We had to order a little device to plug into the Mac, but whatever. There were parts of it that sounded really good. And then there were parts of it that were like, this is kind of cheesy. Orlin thought it was great. I mean, I'm very like critical, so maybe I'll play it for you guys. Next question. Roja3. Sorry if this is a weird question, but what political party are you on? Not trying to get into politics, just say which one. Just curious. I'd rather not say. I'd rather not say. I'm very aware of what's happening. I look at Twitter every day. I look at both Fox News and CNN to see the headlines. Sometimes I watch one of my favorite shows on YouTube. It's a TV show. It's called The View, where they have people of all different views and perspectives share their opinion on what's happening in the world. Now, sometimes, you know, it's like pop culture. What did Kim Kardashian do now? But sometimes, a lot of the time, they have people, you know, who are running campaigns. They make The View one of their stops on the road. I'm not going to say, and I will say that I have views all over the place, and my views are my views. So we'll just leave it at that. The only political view that I've been open about on YouTube is the gay rights view, because that's a big part about who I am. And how could I be gay and not for gay rights? It's kind of funny. I mean, that one you know, but next question. These are ranked based on the number of likes. Tay Kim says, do you ever feel like stopping your career and moving on to something else because of all the drama, hate, and assumptions made about you? Never. Never. Number one, what would I be doing? I dropped out of college. Check out my video. It's called Why I Dropped Out of School. It's a really good video. I consider watching it if you're interested in my life and what happened to me. I dropped out of school, so I don't have a diploma. What would I be doing? I'm good at the violin, but that doesn't pay anything. I used to do shows for $20 a night. 20 bucks. It's not even enough money for food and transportation that day. I mean, it was rough. What would I be doing? I really don't know. The drama, the hate, and the assumptions, people will assume if I'm in another job, things about me as well. I could be in a bubble, in an office, in a cubicle, and someone down the cubicle can assume X, Y, and Z about me. People will always have assumptions. The hate, that's rough, but it comes with the territory, and I've, over the years, found good ways to deal with it. And the drama, I'm usually not in drama. I have been in drama, but I'm a dramatic person too, so never. I don't even consider that. Gwaither says, have you ever met your birth parents? Would you like to? Do you know their story? Again, I haven't met them. I would like to. I don't think it will happen. Ooh. I want to see what my parents look like. Tuthu Official says, what does Zach Choi's voice sound like? Is it deep or I don't know? Not gonna say. Anything new on the haunting things? Yes! Rad Thrifts. My parents come back tomorrow, so by the time this comes up, they might be back. It has been one crazy adventure being alone in this house, which was only supposed to be for a day or two, which turned into 4 days. My sister came home today in the afternoon before leaving, and I told her what had happened, and she's like, oh yep, that's the ghost. I'm like, no, this turned into an evil spirit. We were literally walking around with a crucifix throughout the house, putting salt rings and saying magic spells. I'm like, This could have been from a movie. It was frightening. And anything new? Yes. So things seem to be fine right now. But last night, Orlin was standing at my closet. My closet, maybe you've seen on my Instagram stories, or if you watch my live streams on YouNow, you definitely see them. So they're like sliding panels of wood. I have 3 of them, and they slide. All of a sudden, no one's in the house, mind you. No one's walking around making the roof shatters, you know, move. The door went like this. I was sitting on the bed. Orlin was by his computer chair picking something off the ground. It was in my peripheral vision. And it squeaks. It has wheels up in the ceiling. It went like this. I have had some ghost experiences in Colombia with the man dying. The lights have flickered. I felt goosebumps. I have never seen something move in my entire life. Move right before my eyes. Never. It was, I just, you know when something happens you can't believe it? It's like if you're in some kind of horrific accident. You always say, oh, I always said, oh, poor people I see on the news, but now it's me. I never thought it would be me, and then it happens to you. It was one of those times where I'm like, I thought this happened in the movies. I look at him, I'm like, did you do something? He's like, no, obviously I'm all the way over here. We're both staring at the closet door. I get goosebumps. I'm freaking out. Freaking out. Orly goes over to the door and tries to recreate the noise. And because it moved, but it like went up and down too. Like we could hear the wheels click out of the track and click back into the track that runs through the ceiling. You can push the doors up and over the ledge out of the track, and you can put them back in, but it's very slow. You have to, and you have to lift up the whole panel. I mean, they're like this big of wood, and you're like, it like went up and down. It like hopped basically. It moved, but also went up and down. And Orlin tried recreating that noise, and he tried doing. He's like, I can't do it. And Orlin's standing there. I'm sitting on the bed like. He's like, I can't do it. It went like this and this. And then he turns around to look at me at the bed. He's like, see? And all of a sudden, the closet does it again. Orlin runs into the bed. We're holding each other like this. I'm like, oh my God. And then he starts laughing. So Orlin, if you know anything about him, he laughs to cope with pain and scared and whatever. He starts laughing. I'm like, it's not funny. It's not funny. That just moved again. He's like, the ghost is literally telling me how to do it. He was literally... And then, let me get the broom. This one right here. I should have put this in the beginning of the video because everyone's asking about what happened. I talked about it on my live stream today, but again, these videos are so out of order. I have all these channels running all over the place. Okay, so this is the... I know, it's a messed up broom, but here's a broom, right? Let's not get waving in my food. This is what Orlin uses to like clean our area with, and he had it up against the wall like this, just leaning on that side. The door to our bedroom was closed, okay? So all of a sudden, so this closet door is moving. We're holding each other in bed. We're like, what are we gonna do? This is weird. He's like, then we pull out our laptops and we're researching the area. Were there Indian burials here? Haunted place, Allentown. Like we're looking for any kind of building or graveyard or something that could be making like stuff happen. And I mean, I lived here for what, 8 years or whatever, but I don't even know the history that well because I was a kid and I didn't really care to learn. All of a sudden, we're distracted by our computers and we hear ping. But it's not like a ping. It's like, well, I can do it. It's right over there. It was like, no, it was like this. There we go. That's what we heard. Just one time. But it was very soft. But we heard it. And the door in my bedroom was closed. And Orlin and I look at each other and Orlin starts laughing. He's like, the ghost is playing games with us. I'm like, it's not funny. It's not funny. And I'm like, go see what that was. And he grabs his phone. He opens the door. He comes around over here. And I can see him because I'm sitting on my bed and I can see he's standing in the hallway and I can see. And he turns around, he goes, oh my God, the ghost moved the broom. It moved the broom. And he's laughing. It moved the broom. It moved the broom. And I'm like, it's not funny. He keeps laughing. And he's like, come look at it. I'm like, I'm not getting out of the bed. He's like, come look at it. Come look where it is. I'm like, I'm not getting out of this bed. I'm shouting across the hallway. I'm not getting out of this bed. And I'm like, take a photo. And he's like, oh, my phone, it needs more space. I'm like, come get my phone. So he comes back into the room. I give him my phone. He goes on over. He takes a photo. And he comes back to me. He's like, okay, I keep the broom. It's really on this side of the room. Well, should I show you? Let me show you. Crazy. Crazy what is happening. Okay, so he keeps the broom here. Also, the dustpan was like right here. When we heard the ping, it was hitting the cat's. Don't mind the hair. Don't mind the hairbrushes. That's what they like to do. It went like this. That's what we heard. Now, if a broom falls, it's gonna go like this, right? When Orland came out, the broom was like this. All the way over there. How on earth would that have happened? It wouldn't have. And when you drop it, it's like a loud thud. You also hear a thud, right? We didn't hear any thud. All we heard was this. That's it. Meaning that it's possible that the broom went up, levitated, and dropped softly. Like this. Now, I know we're looking at a dirty floor while I'm eating. Look what was hanging right above it. There's Orland. Okay, so I have it over here.
Are you gonna show the avocado portrait that moved on its own?
Yeah, I'm gonna get to that. This here is, what do you call it, Orland?
Amethyst.
Amethyst. It's a crystal to keep like negative energies away. Ever since the ghost thing started happening, see, I'm sitting here. Orland was standing down over there. I could see through the door, which was open. He was standing here. There's my setup. He was standing right here. And anyways, he had it hanging right here to keep the negative spirits away. Ever since all the ghost stuff started happening, he put it here at the entrance of the scary the scary stairs. Orland now, after laughing, whatever, he's like, ha 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 ha. He comes back over, he's like, Nick, look at the phone, look at the phone. He hands me the phone. I'm looking at it. Orland comes back onto the bed. We lay down together. And then Orland's sitting here, and he looks up over to my desk. My sister made this for me. It's always straight. There's no earthquakes. You can like hit the top. Nothing's gonna happen. Yes, we have avocados ripening up there. Don't judge. The painting was like this. It wasn't moving, but it was like this. I have never moved it. Orland's never moved it. The ghost must have done it as we were looking that way toward the broom. Or it happened earlier and we just didn't even notice. But it was like that. Here's the squeaky doors, by the way. It went like this. But it went up and down. See, listen. Right, Orland? It went like this.
Yeah, but we can't really recreate the noise.
It like went out of the track.
Yeah.
It was like, but it was really fast. It just, on its own, went like this. Okay, so all that went down yesterday. Today, my sister came, like I said. I explained everything to her. She's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. My parents come home tomorrow. So, and I even call them, I even tell them, today I called my dad to ask about the mail and stuff, or just some other things, which I'm not gonna talk about here on camera, but I called him he called me, and then I called him back, and then he was like, how are things going? And I didn't tell him. I did not tell my mom or my dad. I didn't want to scare them. I didn't want to think like, oh gosh, we can't trust them, you know, watching the house for 2 days without nonsense going on. And whatever, so I was just like, everything's fine. It hasn't been fine. It has been the scariest 3 days that I can think of. Now, when I found out I was going to get deported, that really scared me. When I thought Orland and I were breaking up, that really scared me. What else really scared me? I've had some scary moments in my life. One time I thought I had HIV. That scared me like no other. But I've never, ever, ever in my entire life seen objects move or be aware of objects moving. Ever. Ever. And the fact that, I mean, Orland's has seen a lot. This is nothing to Orland. Orland's whole family's been haunted since. And I remember Orland just called his sister, and I heard them on speaker, and he's like, oh, sister, the house is haunted. And she's like, brother, everywhere you go is haunted. They always follow you. So this is nothing to Orland, but this is my first time actually seeing it for my own eyes. The closet door going, and out of nowhere. So yeah, now I'm sleeping next to that thing. I think we need to order something that I can wear around my neck, an amethyst, to keep them away from me. And I was talking to my sister, she's like, Nick, they're not gonna hurt you. They're just trying to get your attention. They're trying to scare you. But it's been unbelievable. Unbelievable. So there, that answers your question. Juliet Cordon says, do you exercise? You seem relatively small. Well, in case this goes on the new channel, I'm not going to show you my belly and wiggle it around. I'll do that on follow my Instagram. But I have a big old dad bod going on. I am not relatively small. Well, she did say for the amount you eat. No, I don't exercise. I walk, that's it, and I drink a lot of water. And Orland feeds me healthy stuff off camera. For example, the question, what meal would you like to eat for the rest of your life? I do eat fish and vegetables and avocado. Look at all the avocados we have ripening. Now that's not that much. In Colombia, we had cases ripening. Because I would eat like 2 a day, he would eat like 2 a day. But they're here, they're pricier, and they're not as good, but whatever. No, I don't exercise. Angel Streetura says, what's the worst you have felt after a mukbang, and what did you eat? The first thing that comes to my mind is the sushi buffet in Thailand. Remember the little choo-choo train that ran around the restaurant? That was awesome. But I must have had some like old sushi or contaminated sushi because I have really bad stomach pain. I got food poisoning, sweating, shaking in bed, feeling cold and hot at the same time. Food poisoning. That was not good. Oh yeah, I did B-Love's sauce with the fire noodle challenge, and I cooked up like 12 sticks of butter and put 5 packs of ramen noodles into the butter. The noodles absorbed the butter, and the butter got all that surface area. All the butter went up the noodles. I ate all 5 packs. I thought I was gonna have to go to the hospital that night. I could feel my arteries capillaries compressing. My heart felt like it was gonna stop. I was so scared, laying down in bed. Not that bed, a different bed. That's a new bed. That was bad. And people, you know, I made a video and I explained it pretty thoroughly. I like the sauce. Excuse me, I like Bethany's sauce. The sauce is good. I overdid it by doing this experiment. Don't recommend it, hate it. Now people misconstrued that to be I hate Bethany's sauce and she almost killed me, blah blah blah. Whoever asked about how you deal with the drama on the internet, you just roll your eyes and keep going. That's literally how I deal with it now. You set the record straight for those out there who care to know. It doesn't really matter much, but whatever. Yeah. I felt really bad after that. Orland.
Yeah?
What's a mukbang where I got really sick after? Can you remember anything?
Sushi, nuclear noodles.
Oh, nuclear noodles, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Anything that has to do with cakes and bakeries.
Oh, yeah. The cheesecake with my little brother. Ooh. Ooh. I felt disgusting. I felt horrible. So we're now through the top liked one. Now everything else has one like. Shout out to Crystal Cornejo. What's your recipe for your rice cakes? I will do a recipe for you soon. That's a good idea, to show you how I make it. Oh, I'm not answering that. What do you think about Eat With Who? I mean, Eat With M and her situation with her apologies. Well, actually today, just filmed my response. She didn't ask me for a response. No one asked for my response, but I shared it. Check it out. I definitely published it before this video, or maybe around the same time, within a day or so. Just filmed it. If you want to know what I think about the Bee Loves Life drama, check it out. Posting it on my second Nikocado 2 channel. Yeah. Apology. Oh, please. More like another passive-aggressive slap in the face. When and why did you switch from being vegan? Carson, abs daily. Abs? What are those? Just didn't feel good. My blood tests were bad. I felt terrible. I felt so weak. I felt just not right. And it was just like I was moved to stop. It was before mukbangs, before any of that. When? Oh, I stopped 2016. Best decision ever. I got my personality back. I got my goals back. I felt normal again. Yeah, I eat junk now. That's the irony of it all. I don't feel particularly good now either. But you know what? No, it's so funny. I told Orlin this the other day. I feel better eating junk than eating so healthy, which I thought was and wasn't, where I had all these key nutrients missing. Vitamin K2, the absorption factor for this, the intrinsic factor for that. Too much fiber, blah, blah. I mean, I feel better eating junk, having all of my nutrients met. I might be storing them into my fat, but I feel better and healthier now than I did being skinny, eating whole foods, blah, 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 but having all these holes in my diet. Because here's the thing. If you're missing out on calcium or something, or say you're eating calcium, but you're not absorbing it because it's plants, your body's not just going to make it. Oh, you don't have calcium, let's just make it. It's not just going to be like, oh, we don't need that again. We'll just figure it out. We'll pull it from your eyes. Now, our bodies do have storages. That's why people, like, when they go vegan, they usually, most of the time, they feel great right away. Because most people, by vegan, by default, they're also taking out French fries, fast food. They're taking out junk, processed food. They're, like, eliminating things that we're also attributing to them not feeling well. So your body can live on storages, right? Like for B12, for example, that's an important key nutrient, and we have that stored, but it's a limited amount. That's why it's like, you see this recurring theme, vegans, they go great, they go vegan, they feel great, they tell everyone to do it, a couple years goes by, around the 3-4 year mark, that's when your body can't live off its storages anymore, and all of a sudden you start getting sick. All of a sudden you start supplementing. Oh, well, the supplements, they don't seem to be working, or I'm supplementing but I still don't feel good. Well, let's try. Then it's a downward spiral. It's like the never-ending trend. Most people, not all people, but most. And what was I saying? I feel better eating junk but getting all of my nutrient holes met. I'm having excess of everything, but it's better than not having it at all. The body is an amazing thing. People will literally live off anything and live until they're 80 years old. The body is really amazing, and there's so many different diets out there. The reason why people ask about vegan all the time is because it's marketed as being the best way to live, yet it's a very uncommon way to live. And it's for 99.9999% of people who go vegan, it's not a long-term way to live either. Because it's very hard as time goes on, the year after year after year after year. Sorry, Jesse. I just published our video a couple days ago. Sorry, but that's what I feel and think. That's my honest belief. Just inevitable. How many ex-vegans were there just in this year alone? Tim Sheave, Raw Bana, Raw Alignment, Bonnie Rebecca, Evan Rock, Moon, Kalel, Joey Graceffa like a year or two ago. But this year, not Tosh, what was his name? The guy who did all the PETA animal rights stuff, he stopped. Some of my friends, I'm not going to name all of them because they're not YouTubers, but I mean, it's just like inevitable. Everyone stops. Most people stop. Anyways. And all these people, you know, 5 years, 7 years, 6 years, 3 years, and these same people were like, this is the way to live. This is the way to go. You just didn't do the diet right. Talking to the other vegans who stopped being vegan before them, you just didn't do it right. You were eating too much junk. They were eating whole foods. Well, you should have eaten more junk to get those supplementations from tofu. They eat lots of legumes have natural. They have anti-nutrients. You just didn't do it right. Too many beans. It's anti-nutrients. It's pulling away from other nutrients. You just didn't do it right. They ate no beans. Well, you didn't have enough protein. You should have eaten beans every day. Like, it's just like, oh, you just didn't do it right. It's like a broken record. You didn't do it right. You didn't do it right. You didn't do it right. You still didn't do it right. And literally, everyone has a different story, and they're all doing it different ways. You just didn't do it right. Are you gonna make a tea spill channel? Talk about everyone's drama with like 10 exclamation points. So you're a fan of the drama. It's exhausting. I really have to cut my hair. It's been a while. It's flopping down. Juan Christian, hello. How much weight did you gain from doing all these mukbangs? In total, about 100 pounds. I started when I was a vegan mukbanger. I just decided to do mukbangs as a vegan. I was about 150, maybe 160 pounds. 160. I was a toothpick. And now I'm, what was it, 257 or something like that. I've gained about 100 pounds. 90, 110, anywhere in between. I'll have water weights here. Let me go 2 days without eating salt, and literally 5 pounds will melt off me like that. This is also a lot of like hypertension going on from off my sodium. And it's just water weight, but yes, I've gained fat too. But yeah, anywhere between 80 and 100 pounds. Yay! Good life choices. As I say here and preach about veganism being so bad for you. I'm just ironic, aren't I? Megan Elizabeth stopped being vegan. Drew Morgan stopped being vegan. Charles Marlowe stopped being vegan. Vegan Police stopped being vegan. Literally, everyone. And there's people that I were friends with, like from 5 years ago. People who hated me who were vegan and got on my case because I stopped being vegan, and now they're not vegan. All these people. Oh my god, it's just, I could list probably 30 people right now. I'm not going to because it's a waste of everyone's time, but it's funny. What would it be like to live with you? Asks Zach's wifey. What are you particular about? I am particular about the bed being made. I am particular about my sleep. I don't like sleeping next to people. I know it's been actually, Orland's really good about it. Orland's really, really good about it. I like being alone. Like, I hate having things next to me bouncing around on the bed. I hate the lights coming on and off. I hate the covers being pulled off me. I'm a light sleeper. And it's just really difficult. So I like to sleep alone. I mean, we could get it on in the bed, but then I gotta go by my own way at nighttime. What face products do you use? Hi, Ruth. Do you like BTS? I don't really know any. Oh, did you do dessert mukbang? Baby Mama 110 2020. I don't like desserts. I'm a big boy. I like to eat, but I don't like sweets. Yes, I'll have a cookie now and then. Yes, I'll eat when I just have a milkshake on my McDonald's video. Excuse me. That was free. I didn't even order it. It was delicious, not gonna lie. It always makes me feel so bad. There you go, whoever asked what makes you feel bad after a mukbang. This is fine. But had I had a Frosty, I would have felt an extra certain way. Like, ugh. The super sugary stuff are just a no-no for me. Oh, look at all these people asking about my adoption. Just Ronnie 15, hello. They want to know, what music do you listen to? I listen to classical all the time. Would you ever film a video with your parents? Asks Samara 1377. My dad did film a video, check it out. My mom refuses to. I filmed with Orland's mother, that was funny, check that out. And I filmed with one of my sisters, so check that out twice. We did it twice. Check all those out. What did your parents do when you dropped out of college? Asks Hannah. Well, one of my biggest, not biggest regrets, a regret I have is I didn't really communicate it with my parents at the time. I was not on good speaking terms with them, despite the fact that they did take out a loan for my first year before I got my full ride scholarship. Make sure you watch that video, why I dropped out of school. I posted it just the other day here on this channel, or some channel, one of my channels. So I didn't even tell them. I don't remember what happened when they found out. I don't remember. Well, obviously it wasn't like, oh my god, like freaking out. I would have remembered that. I think they were just like, okay, indifferent. They must have been exhausted. I don't remember them getting too upset with me. My cousin was very upset with me. Okay, I guess my mom was upset too. Yeah, okay, now I think about it, because the cousin was involved. No, they were upset. You know, people kill for a full ride. How do you give that up? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, Mom, I'm driven. Mom, I have passion. Mom, I have direction. Mom, I'm self-motivated. Mom, look at all these successful people who never went to school. Bill Gates, Tim Apple, not Tim Apple. What's his name? The founder of Apple? I need to go back to school, clearly. Clearly, can't remember. I don't think Ellen DeGeneres. And I was trying to convince them, I don't need a degree to be a violinist. I don't need a degree to have networking. I don't need a degree to do what I'm doing. Mom, it's a full ride, but I'm still $30,000 in debt myself because of room and board and food in the first year. It's not worth it. I mean, I had all my reasons, and they were still, they meaning, yeah, I guess everyone was pretty upset. I guess I got lucky, but also, I always find a way. I think it does come down to personality. If you're someone who is kind of lumping around and you need the push, or if you're someone who, on the contrast, is a hard worker, but is wanting to excel in a field that requires specialized training, then there's no question. If you want to teach children, you're going to have to go through an education program. If you want to be an engineer and build buildings, you're going to have to get that type of training. I wanted to be somewhere on the performing scale. I wanted to be a performer. That needs experience and networking. That does not need a degree. And I realized this. There's so many things that I could have done with my violin degree where the degree wouldn't have been required. It was just the experience. If I wanted to open a studio in my home to teach children how to play violin, that doesn't need a degree. If I want to play in an opera orchestra, that doesn't need a degree. If I want to play on Broadway, that doesn't need a degree. If I want to be a soloist, that doesn't need a degree. If I want to play movie soundtracks for documentaries or trailers, that doesn't need a degree. If I want to join a Hollywood symphony to play for movies, that doesn't need a degree. There's just so much. If I want to play on YouTube, I mean, if you have a good CPM, if you have, whatever, you can make a lot of money on YouTube. Better than a lot of jobs out there. That doesn't need a degree. And the experience that I was getting through my school it gave me performance opportunity, it gave me networking opportunity, slightly, but it didn't really give me skills craftsmanship opportunity. Like, I didn't feel like I was learning as much as I could been, should have been, would have been, etc. Because I was so preoccupied doing English and philosophy and theology that was wasting my time. And that's what led to my ultimate breakdown. That made me leave because it was too much on my shoulders. University life, plus music life, plus social life, plus having a job. I collapsed. It was too much. So anyways, my parents were upset, but they quickly got over it. Am I going to do another video with Trailer Trash Tammy, asks Heather House. The answer is yes. Just wait. I want to collab with a lot more of my past collaborations. It's just I need a good break. Actually, I've been talking to Prissy P about seeing her in July, and I'm kind of sitting here saying, I just need to tell her no. Not because I don't like her and I want to collab with her again. It's like, I don't even have a place to live yet. I can't be promising these collabs, and I need a break. I'm sick of travel. I have to say later on, I haven't really settled down yet, even though I've been here for 3 weeks in my parents' house. It's still been all over the place. And yeah, Trailer Trash Tammy, we talked about collaborating, but it's going to be literally in the winter time. We're thinking about 6 months later from now. So that's fine. I mean, even I want to see Carly again, and it's just so busy. How would you define happiness? Asks Sad Goal. What is the cat doing? Oh, they're using the litter box. I'm like, what's that? How would I define happiness? Just feeling joyful for no apparent reason. Now, the simplest things can help spark this joy. For me today, I got a little bit of joy from the weather. The weather was beautiful today. Low humidity. It was warm like summer, but still had a nice breeze. It was perfect. And I went outside to look at the tomatoes with Orlin, look at the garden, which is going beautifully, by the way. And the sun was setting. It was like 5 or 6. So it was a golden hour. Oh, that made me so happy. Now, something you have to realize too, happiness is not 100% full term. Happiness comes in moments. Life is always moments. You can be happy and sad within 2 minutes apart, depending on what's going into your brain. So that's why I get really upset when people are like, oh, he's crying, now he's happy. Or he had a breakdown yesterday, if I film one of my breakdowns, and now he's laughing at like nothing happened. He's fake, he's blah, blah, blah. It's like, no one stays sad every second of every minute of every hour of every day because of one thing. I could have the biggest meltdown of my life right now. And 5 hours from now, I could be watching Judge Judy laughing at her antics and forgetting all about what just happened. Life is moments, and they're short. The happiness, I think, is when you're having many joyful moments. The weather, or you look at your husband and go, oh, he's so cute. Oh, wow, I'm lucky. Or you look at your bank account. Oh, I feel stable. Oh, you know, things like that. Just little moments. If you could save one person, who would you save? Orlin or Carly? Chris 555 Topher. SLC grad 2010 says, you're such a passionate and compassionate person with a professional outlook. Well, thank you. When you discuss, you have facts and proof, and you don't mudsling. You're very adult and mature about everything you do discuss. It is truly amazing to see such a wonderful human such as yourself. My question is your YouTube face an act, or is it who you really are as a person? Some people put on an act in their videos, and they are totally different off camera. Thank you. You're probably referring to my videos with reacting to other drama, not the drama I'm in. Well, maybe you are. I think I handled the whole Trisha thing really well. I mean, if I could go back in time, I don't think it would change anything. I've had my plenty of moments to F up, let's just say. I've had plenty of trial and error before I had all these eyes watching me. And also, when you turn on YouTube and you see other people having issues and scandals, and you watch the way they react and deal with it, to me at least, it's such an alarming factor. It's so mind-boggling to see the way in which people respond to this kind of stuff. The vulgar, the lies, the throwing it under the bus. deleting comments, banning fans, lying some more. Rarely do you see someone turn on the camera and just say, I am sorry. The next thing is, am I acting, or is it really? It's a part of me. There's many sides to me. I'm drunk, I'm silly, one video. I'm serious in the next. I am inappropriate and just gross and, you know, with food all over my face. And then I am, you know, there's just so many sides to me. And I think you saw a side you happen to like. There's some people who don't like those serious sides of me. It's many sides of me. I'm not one-dimensional, and my YouTube channels have always been multiple angles, multiple aspects. Sometimes I wear a wig. Sometimes I'm a whole nother character called Miss Pickles. You get many sides, and I think that's honestly what's kept me going as well. I don't think I could feel inspired to come here every day in a character. I think that would be so hard and so draining. There's some times where I don't even feel like talking. I mean, you watch some of my videos and I'm just sitting there. Come on. Some of them I'm just eating because I'm starving. And then others, I barely touch my food because I just have so much to say. Right now I'm full and we're just hanging out and I'm answering your questions. So, it's not an act. Am I different off camera? Again, it depends when you meet me. I just got recognized doing my Red Robin video. I got recognized at the restaurant. I was not in a mood to get recognized, let's just say, and I was smiley and hi, but I wasn't chatting up a storm. I remember hugging a girl and they asked to take my photo and I said yes. And then in hindsight, I looked back, driving back home, and I said, Orlin, was I okay? He goes, you're fine. You looked very shy. I'm like, okay, I didn't look like I was rude or just uninterested, right? No, I just say, I think they would think you were shy. I'm like, okay, good. At least I didn't look like a bitch, you know? Oh, curse word. Curse word. I'd be like, okay, at least I didn't look like, you know, a meanie pants or something. At least I look like, okay. So, it depends on what time you catch me. Am I the same off camera? Most people, though, at least the people I've collabed with, they all say I'm a lot more chill off camera, too. And I say that about myself, too. Because at the end of the day, I am here to make you happy, and I am here to entertain. And if the lights and the camera are rolling, I'm going to make sure to be a little extra upbeat most of the time. Because imagine watching a weatherman report the weather. So we have sunshine today. Imagine watching anything you see on TV. A host of American Idol. Yeah, no, she's going to sing. Yep, there she goes. She's singing her song again. You know, it requires a little bit of acting, but it's not acting. I'm not playing a different character. It's just showing a different side. Okay. Who's your favorite mukbanger other than yourself? Z Anna. Well, myself is not my favorite. My favorite would probably be. Oh, that's so hard. There's so many great ones. I really don't want to answer that because I feel like I'm gonna make one of my friends a little sad, or I'm gonna leave someone out, or yeah, I'm sorry, I'd rather not answer. I don't even know who I would choose, to be honest. I like different people for different reasons. Leah 3 says, what's your opinion on police brutality, white on black crime? My opinion is that it's a real issue. I know this might get political now. I mean, should we politicize? I mean, inequality? Unfortunately, people do. I think it's a real issue. It's been an issue. And people have a lot of work to do. And the way to approach this is, there's like a little fruit fly. Orleans bananas. The way to approach this problem is by taking it from the top. Making laws, changing laws. And starting with people who are in charge of keeping society running. The police, you know what I mean? Like, we can talk all we want to talk on Facebook about, oh, this happened. But the police have to be held accountable, and there have to be some laws, and there has to be severe repercussions for when police do act up and single out the black community. There has to be. Have I ever had a homophobic encounter, asks Carly Spinero. Yeah, I've had a few, definitely. And she says you don't have to answer if it's triggering. Well, the first thing that comes to my mind is I remember riding the Metro, the Washington, D.C. subway, with my ex coming home from the club or a bar or something. And we were sitting together on the chair, and we were kind of like, I must have been laying on him, or his arm was wrapped around me. And there was a guy across the aisle who started saying all this kind of stuff. And I remember either I was tired or drunk or both, but I remember not reacting. I noticed, I looked at him, but then I just kept being in love, and I just ignored. It's scary because, you know, I'm not really super affectionate in person. Orland's definitely not. We don't do PDA and stuff. Just think about what happened to those two women recently on a train. Was it in Europe? Terrible. Because they didn't make a reaction, so then they got, you know, physically hurt. Luckily, my boyfriend was in the military. He was tall. He was skinny, but he had muscle. And I felt safe. I felt like he would really defend me if he got up and came at me. But what a scary world. Would I ever do a video with a fan, Marie Bianca 93? The answer is yes. I just don't know when. I have to get an apartment. Okay, no, I wouldn't do it in an apartment. I would probably meet you at a public place in front of a lot of people. I'd probably have a friend come to take your photo to make sure, and I'd probably get a copy of your ID. Listen, I have to know who this I don't want to get, you know, hurt, kidnapped, whatever. And then I would probably do a car mukbang, also in a public place. And you would, that might make you nervous though, people walking by. I would do it in the car though, somewhere. Not in my house. Just for safety reasons and also privacy reasons. Okay, I'm gonna answer a couple more. How much do you weigh? I already said. Hey.
Alright, how's it going?
Would you consider getting another fur baby? Lil Juggin asks.
I'm
no.
his fur baby.
What are your political beliefs? Already I think I know, I'm not gonna say.
Believe in me.
I believe in Orland. What's the most embarrassing moment in your life? Check out my Taco Bell video on my main channel. Maybe this is going on my main channel, I don't know. I don't know where I'm posting right now. Check out my Taco Bell video. That's one of my most embarrassing moments. La la. La la. Everyone asks about BTS. Man, I'm sorry. What would 40-year-old Nick be doing? 40-year-old Nick would be healthy, in shape, fit. He'd be not doing mukbangs. He would be doing something else with his life. He will have a place called home, an apartment, a condo, a house, something. Sing thank you next. No, because I'll get demonetized. Kiki. What's your favorite Netflix show? Kate Daniel 99. I really need to get into the haunted house, the hill on Haunted Hill. Haunting at Hilltop House. Something like that. Everyone's been begging me. The reviews are outstanding. Apparently the cinematography is really good, and I love cinematography. Do you have plan on going back to veganism? Asks Becky Galbum. The answer is no. I would have to basically ignore what I've learned. I would have to ignore my experiences. I would have to, I don't know, be brainwashed or something. I mean, it's like going back to someone who hurt you. And I know, how ironic, because animals have to get hurt for me to enjoy my food. But I don't see it that way anymore. I see it as, this is my design, and if I have a problem with it, I'm going to take it up with God when I die. But this is my creature, and this is the way the world, this is the format. And it's sad, it's vicious, it's cruel, but that's the way it's set up. I also, well, yeah. No, I don't see myself ever going back. I see myself obviously like eating less junk, but I don't view meat as junk, and that's the difference. Back in the day, I used to view meat as junk. oh, cholesterol, so bad for you. Now I feel like cholesterol is an essential part of your life. You need cholesterol. Your cells are formed from cholesterol. The problem that I had was a lack of cholesterol. Your body makes all the cholesterol you need. I was taught that that was true, and it's not. Cholesterol determines if you're going to get a heart attack. Too much is, I mean, it's not black and white. Your triglycerides highly determine that. There's just so much that goes into this. Oh, fat's bad, so don't eat fat at all. I mean, there was just so much craziness. No. What do you love most about your life? Asks Chastity. I love my husband. Well, then I keep getting emails from, speaking of my husband, I keep getting emails about plants on eBay that you're bidding. Or something. Notifications for plants. Excuse me. Have you ever slept with a girl? No. What's your favorite food? Ask Electron Tick. My favorite food is noodles. Ramen noodles. Did you ever feel like since you became a YouTuber that you lost a lot of friends? Asks Most Love Tilda. Tilda, hi. I think it's harder to make new friends. When I came to YouTube, I didn't really have that many. But I did have a good handful. I lost some of those handful when I stopped being vegan. The trash took themselves out. They weren't real friends, were they? You know, that's a friendship of condition. I will be your friend on condition that you eat like me. Huh. Bye-bye. Bye, Felicia. But I still have vegan friends that are still, actually one of them just talked to me yesterday asking about something. I have kept a lot of my friends. I've made some new friends since becoming a YouTuber who turned out to be a little nasty or just not good friends in return. I have had a couple experiences like that. Even people I've met in person where it's kind of like, oh, I don't feel valued right now. So that's kind of unfortunate. Yeah, this person, here we go. Speaking of which, Brooklyn Grace, what's your worst experience with another influencer? I'd rather not say right now. Well, Trisha Paytas, that was by far the worst, but I never like met her. But that was an experience with another influencer. That was vicious. I'd rather not get into the others. I mean, and some of them we've moved past as well. I'm thinking of one person who we had a little bumpity bump and we moved past it. There's things you can move past. It requires communication. And there's some instances where I'm not getting any type of proper communication or honesty at all. So it's like, well, how do you move forward if there's a lack of communication, clearly? So, look at me. Yeah. It's sad, but, you know, people are people, and people do silly things that you may never understand. What's your favorite food to mukbang with? Asks Laura the Llama. My favorite food is noodles. What's the hardest thing about being a YouTuber? Asks Bella Kopax. I hate going to Walmart and having people look at me and take my picture. Like, I just want to look bad. I want to have my stomach hanging out, which it always does. I want to have my hair looking bad. I want to have my double chin being loud and proud, and I don't want knowing that people are watching, that recognize me. No, that's my bad angle, you know. That's kind of, I honestly don't really enjoy that at all. Okay, not a little, at all. I kind of wish being, I remember one of my exes because I dreamed of being famous. Now, I don't think I'm famous, but I do think, I mean, we're gonna have 2 million followers soon, and those are the people who just click subscribe. There could be people who watch me, know of me, who aren't subscribed. Look at my views. 500 million pretty soon, if you add up all my channels. So 500 million views, there's a lot of people who, so yeah, who can say that in this world? Very few people. And I remember my ex, see, my dream was to be a professional violinist. I wanted to be a superstar. Nikocado, Avocado on the violin. doing solos, performing on Broadway, walking down the street and people taking my photo, hey. And now I'm not like that, but I've kind of gupped up a few steps from having 15 followers on Twitter, for example, as a violinist. How many people were on my Facebook fan page? 700. Now to have almost 2 million, like, I've gone up a few steps. And I don't like that part anymore. I kind of wish I could be, and I remember talking to my ex about this. I'm like, I want to be famous. He's like, that's my biggest fear. I would hate to not be able to go out into public and have people know me and recognize me and look at me and take my photo and come up to talk to me, and I don't feel like talking, not because I'm a mean person or I'm, you know, an a-hole. It's just I don't feel like talking right now. I'm in a mood because my mom sent me a mean text, or I'm in a mood because I didn't get enough sleep, or I'm in a mood because there's a ghost in my house and I didn't sleep well, or I'm in a mood because I'm hungry and I have hypoglycemia and I'm spastic. And then you have people, hi, I love you, hi, oh my god. I'm like, oh no. And then it's also this amount of huge disappointment, like, these people love me and this is their time seeing me in public and I'm like out of it, or I don't look happy, or I'm underdressed, or my breath stinks. It's just a lot of insecurity for me. And yeah, my ex, he said that's my worst fear, not being able to just be invisible. He loved being invisible, and it was my aspiration to be world famous violinist. So, what was the question? The hardest thing about being a YouTuber, yeah. I remember seeing a video. Who made this video? Was it one of Shane Dawson's documentaries? And it was a British YouTuber. I think he had a British accent. Some YouTuber who lived in a really nice house. He got a lot of views, made a lot of money, had great sponsorships. I think it was a Shane Dawson video. And it was talking about the psychology of a fan and the multitude of many fans and how the role that plays on the psyche of a YouTuber. And this person was miserable. Yeah, he earned money, yeah, he lived his dreams, and yeah, he was able to buy a house and a car and live happily ever after. But the moment he walked outside, there was a conga line of people with cell phones and signs, and it's kind of, he got sad over that. Like, I can't even walk outside my own house. And then he would just walk right by because, I mean, someone must have leaked his address, and that's just horrible. I know this happened to James Charles, remember? I watched some tea spill. Tea Spill made a great video on that. People don't respect the privacy, and yeah, that's the hardest thing about being a YouTuber, is that if you get too famous, like Jeffree Star famous, or the Paul brothers famous, if you get that type of famous, David Dobrik famous, Elijah Cozy famous, Jenna Marbles famous, all of a sudden, it's too late. You can't take that back. And you'll never, ever be able to just live as you once were when you were invisible. What was your reaction when you first found out you were adopted? Asks Alyssa. I remember crying. I remember being confused. My parents told me at a very young age. They didn't want to wait till I was like 18. Surprise, I'm not your mom. They told me when I was very small. I think I was probably 4 or maybe even 5 when they told me. And I remember, to help me understand it and to deal with it, my parents took me to adoption class, where it was a group of children who would come with their adoptive parents, and we all sit down and I would get to meet other adopted children. My parents would get to interact with other parents who adopted as well. And I remember there was an Asian girl, and there was a black boy, and there was I guess I was a Russian boy, or I remember there was all different types of people from all over the world, and we went to this adoption class, and we did arts and crafts projects, we did charades, we did some like interactive games, we did lots of puzzles and projects that helped us understand what it means to be adopted, and why it's okay. And I remember that class, and briefly, I mean, I remember a poster I made Yeah. I mean, there's times where I'm just like, I'm adopted. Well, that explains a lot right now if I'm going through a moment where I don't feel like I'm connecting with my parents right. And it's very easy just to say, well, it's because I'm adopted. You know, like, oh, well. But I'm sure if I wasn't adopted and I'm going through those similar moments where I'm not clicking with my parents or they're not understanding me, or vice versa, I'm not being a good son to them, then what's the excuse then? You're biological, what's your excuse? So I think I kind of would play it in my head, well, I'm adopted, so that's why there's been some issues. But it's really hard to know for sure. I think statistically adopted kids have more issues than unadopted. I know that's horrible to say, and I think that might be a stigma against adoption. But I think the stats are there. I honestly don't know for certain, so maybe I should be speaking on that, but I do remember reading and hearing. But maybe those are just rumors, you know what I mean? Might be just a stereotype, like all Asians are smart, or, you know, that's a stereotype, that's not true. So all adoptive kids from Russia are misbehaving, like that might be a stereotype as well. I don't know. I don't know. My reaction when I first found out I was adopted, Alyssa, I just was like, okay. I remember being a little sad and confused. Who's one person you're dying to collaborate with? Oh, this is also from Alyssa. Alyssa Gianna, 27. Honestly, no one right now. There's people I would like to, but no one. Just no one right now. Dating advice, asks Chelsea Dakota. Well, that's very vague. I don't know what you need help with. Dating advice. Are you looking for where to start, how to approach, how to ask for the third date? I mean, I don't even know where you're at. I don't know what's going on. That's too vague. Rima Boo says, was losing your beep a good or bad experience? Speaking of dating, it was the very first time a very bad experience. The second time, a great experience. The same person. What's your favorite singer? Asks Dragon Ball. My favorite singer is... I don't have one. Ooh, that's an inappropriate question. What's your weight loss routine? Asks Insane XLLX. Don't have one. I have a weight gain routine. I'm a gainer. Look at this. Actually, I barely touched it. Let me make sure I'm really full so I can go to sleep. Christina Leave says, how do you feel comfortable crying on camera? That's a good question. I don't know how. I don't know how I do it. I think I came to a point where I said, I don't want to be embarrassed about anything. Well, obviously you still get embarrassed now and then, but I want to be able to walk down the street and know that I have put out so much bad angles, bad moments, worst, snot, everything happening type of moments. I put it out there myself, that people can't embarrass me, because people say they have a naughty photo, or say they have a private conversation that, you know, would change the way people view you, or say, I mean, people edit their videos so much in life that, and their Instagram photos where it's like, they tuck this in, change these colors and stuff, that all of a sudden they're gonna get like petrified, like humiliated that someone took a photo of them and they didn't have a chance to edit it. And even though, didn't I just say, like, oh my god, my hair's not good, I have bad breath, I don't want to look at people today, and that's a bad part about being a YouTuber, but that's also not me, but for them. I don't want them to be let down. I don't want, you know, a fan's first impression of me running into me at the grocery store when I'm starving, spastic, hypoglycemia, and smelly breath. I don't want that to be their first impression. I have very good breath, by the way. I don't know why I keep thinking of that, but it's just an example. Also, you know, I feel for them. Like, oh gosh, he's definitely like, okay, ew. You know what I mean? How do you feel comfortable crying on camera? My goal, I made a decision one day that I would be in control. I would be. This is making me think of Bella Thorne's. Someone tried to like get it. Well, research that story. I don't want to say it because it's bad words, but she had taken some photos for herself and someone else. A hacker went to her phone, took these photos, and then texted her saying, "Hi, Bella Thorne. You got to do this, this, or this, or this, or I'm going to release these photos." So Bella Thorne released them herself, publicly, said, "Look, these are my naughty photos." To not let someone take that power away. And at the end of the day, I just say, we all fart, we all burp, we all cry, we all have private parts, we all gain weight, everyone gains weight at some point in their life, we all make mistakes, we all curse. So I decide to just leave it all in, so that I can't have that fear of a stranger taking my power away, ever. And it's liberating. If I could fart right now, I would. It's liberating that I'm not embarrassed by that. I made an account for photos of my body recently, shirtless photos and underwear photos, to give me confidence, but also so no one can take that power away. Like, oh, I've seen Nikocado a long time ago with no clothes on, or blah, blah, blah. It's liberating, because at the end of the day, I'm a human, I'm in this body, it's very similar to yours, and I'm gonna be off this earth in a couple decades. I'm gonna be gone, and so will you. I don't wanna focus on these little things like farting and burping and, oh, my hair's a mess, or blah, blah, blah. And yeah, I still say it like, oh God, I gotta cut my hair. But the more I put it out there, the more that I decide to grab the camera when I'm having a bad day and let people see me feeling crappy, is the moment that I get stronger. Yeah, I don't mind being misunderstood. I understand that people will see one of those videos of mine shaving my head and putting eggs on my face, which I can laugh about now. Oh my God, that's like my best video ever. And I can understand people saying, wow, this guy's weird. Wow, this guy has mental problems. And they're gonna come with all these judgments. The rumors will fly, and that's okay. As long as I know that there's a handful of people who know that I'm much more than that. And Nikocado Avocado goes beyond that moment. I feel fine. So, how's life treating you? Good, X Smith. ASMR with a fan. Bianca 144. No. I'd like to get to know them. I think my viewers would like to get to know them. They're not gonna get to know them if we're silent. Let's do one more question. Favorite fast food chain at the moment, asks Trish Tabor. Sorry, Wendy is not you. Sorry, Pizza Hut. Little Caesars is good. I'm crazy about Sonic. I love Sonic. I'm in love with Sonic. I'm really crazy about that. That might be my favorite at the moment. Yeah. I love Sonic. I like the variety. I never drink drinks other than water, but I love their ocean water. I love their little slushies. It's just good. I know some people don't like it. I don't know, I like it. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for your questions. Obviously, I couldn't get to everyone. Let's see how many we have right now. Let's refresh. 619. So I've got another 200 questions just since I started this video, since I started reading these. So these will probably say like 1,000 by the end of the day or tomorrow. So I'm sorry, obviously, I didn't even get to anyone. Please follow my Instagram and turn on my notifications, because when you're soon and you're quick, you're more likely for me to look at it, to read it, to respond, and to even shout you out in my video. So consider turning on my notifications if you'd like to participate next time I do a Q&A, and thank you for your time. This was delicious. I feel full. I need more water. My mouth is dry. And hopefully you got to know a little bit more about me. And again, I don't know which channel this is going to go on, but is gonna go on one of them. And consider subscribing to this channel and all of my others and my social media as well. Nikocado Avocado. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.